Good morning. It's Thursday, July 11th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Overnight, the precious metals are slightly higher after yesterday's consolidation. You have August gold up $8 at $23.88. September silver up 25 cents at $31.26. Now, after Jerome Powell's two-day testimony, swaps continue to price in a 73% chance that the Fed will make its first interest rate cut at the September 18th meeting. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell told lawmakers yesterday that he believes that inflation is receding, but he isn't confident enough yet of its sustainability towards the central bank's goals. Today at 7:30, we're going to see the latest reading on CPI and initial claims. Now, U.S. inflation is expected to have moderated in June, forecasting a 3.1% annual pace. That's the slowest in 5 months. Ahead of the data, the S&P 500 pulling back after extending its longest winning streak in 8 months. We saw the Dow cross over 40,000. Many of you sold positions up there. We saw the NASDAQ also push up just below that 20,900 level. Now, ahead of this data here, we're going to focus on the precious metals because we believe that this rally is likely to continue throughout the end of 2024. There's a lot of optimism around the U.S. interest rate cuts acting as a tailwind, and we're going to keep a close eye on that initial claims data. While everyone's focused on CPI and inflation data, we want to look at the initial claims because we expect that this to hold at these higher levels. 236,000 is where the expectations are at. And then we are seeing wage growth slowing and the U.S. hiring is cooling. Looking at central bank buying on gold, we do expect China to come in at some point throughout this year and extend its purchases, but other central banks such as Poland, Turkey, and India continue to add to their reserves. India added another 9 tons in June, expanding to 37 tons for the year of 2024, bringing its total holdings to 841 tons. Now, levels to watch here today. Silver continues to maintain its bullish trend. If you look at support, it's going to be that July 5th low at 30.45, followed by the 50-day moving average at $30.02. The line in the sand, again, for me, is 29.35. We break below that, chances are prices are going to go back into a consolidation phase for the silver market. I don't expect prices to trade too deep into the 20s as people are starting to up their purchases and purchasing levels. Now, gold, you want to wait for a breakout over 23.98 in order to flip it to a bullish trend. Your first level support, the 50-day moving average at 23.62, we're about $25 higher than that right now. Your second support is going to be the July 5th low at 23.56, and the line in the sand is 23.24. So that line in the sand keeps getting pushed up as this market consolidates higher. I still think some of the best charts out there are the British pound, the Australian dollar, the euro currency. There is a seasonal trade that takes place in the euro currency today, extending throughout the rest of July, and it's worked out 12 out of the last 15 years. Got any questions on that? Give me a call. I'd love to talk to you a bit more about that. We're going to start looking at adding some of these foreign currencies as the dollar index gets closer to that critical level of support, about 104.50. We get a break below that, you should see some of these assets like the precious metals, like the foreign currencies, and also the agricultural markets start to recover from here. China emerged as a buyer on some of the soybean market over the overnight session, and we're starting to see a little bit of consolidation there in the agricultural markets. Now, if you got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures and option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck and good trading.